With a blistering February of games in the rearview mirror, it's time we turn our attention to March, another month filled with everything from hero shooters to Souls-likes, and of course, a little something mixed in for all you indie fans out there. My name is Kodiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and here are the top 10 new games for March 2025. What's old is new again, and on March 6th, Fragpunk officially arrives. After a number of testing periods, most of which were open to the public, the game gets a legit release, and that's good news for the hero shooter genre, which has seen a bit of a resurgence lately. Fragpunk might just be crazy enough to cut through the noise with its wacky characters and unique shard card feature that gives players the ability to drastically change how a round is played. As expected, each hero, called Lancers, bring a different set of abilities to the table. Match that with solid gunplay that's been largely praised, and you've got the solid foundation for a hero shooter. But we've seen that all before. Shard cards are the X factor and do everything from changing the weather to enhancing your kit. If you can dream it, there's most likely a shard card that gets you close, and while some are certainly overpowered, that's kind of the point, ensuring that no two rounds are ever the same. This will be one to watch, and I do suspect a bit of a genre battle between Fragpunk and Marvel Rivals, which is still wildly popular. If there's one studio I trust to make an amazing immersive game, it's Hazelight, and on March 6th, they're taking another bite at the co-op action-adventure Apple. This time, you and a partner will play as Mio and Zoe, two writers with drastically different styles. Their fantasies become reality after they're pulled into a machine that's meant to steal their creative ideas. And what happens next can only be described as your craziest dreams brought to life. You'll alternate between fantasy and science fiction worlds as you bounce between the two writers' ideas, and just like Hazelight's last game, It Takes Two, you'll embark on a journey that will test your skill, but more importantly, your ability to work together. The game even features side stories, hidden portals containing entirely separate worlds with unique stories and mechanics. The best part is, only one person needs to buy the game, and the second player can join for free. Hazelight just gets it, and I have no doubt Split Fiction will treat us with a barrage of fun activities, zany scenarios, and an overall incredible game. As always, we have to give a little love to the indie studios out there, and on March 13th, Bionic Bay, one of the most unique games I've seen in a long time, is being released. You play as a scientist trying to escape an ancient biomechanical world filled with all manner of technology that more or less want to kill you. You're not helpless though, and with a unique teleportation device in hand, you'll be able to manipulate the world and hopefully survive. From the game's unique pixel art style to its interesting swap mechanic, there's a lot of fun to be had in this dystopian world. With online speedrunning modes, leaderboards, and some character customization, there's plenty to latch onto, especially if you're into innovative platformers. It always surprises me when a new fighting game comes out, mostly because the genre is niche at this point. Still thriving with an avid community, but the new releases are few and far between. Now on March 21st, fans of the popular anime Bleach are getting their first game in quite some time. The game features fast-paced 1v1 battles with a roster of iconic characters, each with their own unique abilities and fighting styles. Playable characters include Ichigo Kurosaki, Rukia Kuchiki, as well as a number of other fan favorites. One interesting system is called the Desperation mechanic. As characters take damage, their desperation increases, unlocking stronger attacks and transformations that can shift a battle's momentum. There's also a soul resonance mechanic that allows players to channel the spiritual energy of their characters, enhancing their attacks and allowing them to tap into some special moves. I really like what I've seen of the game, and given that Bleach is still wildly popular, I have a feeling there are more than a few people who will be excited to check out this game. It should be no surprise to anyone that Ubisoft desperately needs a win under their belt after years of controversy and financial failures. On March 20th, with the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, the company may have their final chance to claw their way out. For the first time in the series' history, the events of the game will take place in Japan during the Edo period, a time and location fans have been asking for decades. You'll take control of Nawe, a shinobi assassin from the Iga clan, and Yasuke, a historically based character and black samurai. Both will have distinctively different fighting styles, including unique sets of weapons and tools that will give each of them a certain advantage and disadvantage as you play the game. Stealth is still a central theme of Assassin's Creed Shadows, but with Yasuke being more combat-focused, the game is leaning into both sides of the experience with more ways than ever to defeat your foes and navigate around an open world. Players can also expect to wield new weapons like katanas, kanabos, bows, naginatas, kunai, shuriken, and smoke bombs. As expected, there will also be a main narrative that pushes the entire game forward, but Ubisoft will continue with its open-world approach to its modern Assassin's Creed games, with loads of side content that you can opt to explore, if that's your thing. One thing is for certain, everyone should wait for the reviews, and we encourage you, as always, to use multiple to form your own opinion. There is finally a rival to the dynasty that is The Sims. Inzoi, created by Krafton, is being released into early access on March 25th, and I think it's safe to say there is a lot of buzz around this game. Currently the 8th most followed game on Steam, Inzoi simulates life in a way never seen before. Thanks to Unreal Engine 5, every aspect of life can now be simulated in a photorealistic way. There are over 250 options to customize your character, known as Zois, and even some generative AI capabilities that help create personalized textures, 3D objects, and unique motions based on text, image, or video inputs. As expected, there's also a strong home building component to the game, with a vast library of assets and freely movable furniture, but there also may be ways to customize beyond your home. Inzoi is shooting for the stars, and while you can certainly get a job and build the virtual life of your dreams, what's most impressive is the fact that the game is fully simulated, with each Zoi having free will to act based on over 400 different mental elements. The Sims has been king of this genre for as long as I can remember, but Inzoi certainly hopes to take that crown. I'm honestly looking forward to Mini Royale, a toy-sized battle royale game that drops into early access on March 27th. You shrink down to the size of a toy soldier, and with the entire playroom as your arena, anything's possible. This certainly isn't the most graphically compelling game, but not everything has to be. It's about some good, cheap fun, and if you like the idea of jumping into a game where simple gunplay meets simple systems, then Mini Royale just might be for you. Each round will feature 50 toy soldiers, and you can queue up solo, in duo, or as a squad of 4. Mini Royale also features a perk system with 22 perks available at early access launch. The game is free, and since the team creating it is relatively small, just don't go in expecting everything to work perfectly during early access. If you're looking for an RPG to help you get through the end of winter, then the first Berserker Khazan, releasing on March 27th, might be for you. You'll take control of Khazan, a general of the Pellos Empire who is falsely accused of treason. After narrowly escaping death, Khazan embarks on a personal quest for vengeance, and that's where the game picks up. You'll choose from 3 types of weapons: greatswords, dual-wielding, or spears, and you'll most likely want to learn all 3 if you hope to master the game's action combat. As you defeat enemies, you'll earn lacrima, the in-game currency used to progress your weapon skills as well as your general capabilities, and while this is pegged as a Souls game, it's being billed as a slightly more forgiving take on the genre. One example, you'll receive lacrima when you fight bosses, even if you die, so Khazan is certainly encouraging you to keep forging ahead, even if an imposing challenge blocks your way. There is a free demo for the game out on Steam, so if you're on the fence about Khazan and any aspect of the game, you can check it out for yourself before the official late March release. If you're more into cozy games in iconic worlds, then check out Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game, releasing on March 25th. Create your own custom hobbit and decorate your hobbit hole with everything you'd expect to find from the fine Shire folk. Players can engage in all types of hobbit activities such as farming, fishing, foraging, gardening, and of course, cooking. The game is designed to reflect the simple yet fulfilling life of a hobbit, and there's even said to be interaction with famous characters like Gandalf at points within the game. Other features like dynamic weather and seasonal changes ensure that no 2 days in the Shire are ever quite the same. With Weta Workshop's expansive history with fantasy IP on full display, I have no doubt Tales of the Shire will be as authentic as Second Breakfast. Take everything you know about Fallout, make it British, and that's what Atomfall, a new action survival game, hopes to achieve when it launches on March 25th. Set in an alternate version of the 1960s after a nuclear disaster, it's your job to unravel exactly what happened. As with most games in this genre, exploration is huge, and as you climb the rolling hills of northern England, you'll encounter mercenaries, cultists, and even some mutated creatures. The game itself is meant to be immersive, with a quest system that won't directly lead you from point A to point B, but will instead present you with clues and context to guide you in the right direction. The Atomfall story takes place above ground and below, with hidden bunkers, very Fallout might I say, being the key to uncovering the dark secrets of the otherwise colorful world. Combat is straightforward, with you scavenging and crafting weapons that are barely held together, and although some early gameplay has looked a bit rough and rigid, I'm still holding out hope this one is a hit. So there you have it, the 10 biggest games coming out in March 2025. As always, if you appreciate the work that goes into making videos like this, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, consider subscribing, and don't forget to check us out on TikTok. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.